Atomic 79 is one of those indie games that I just adore. Take a simple concept and add just enough minor tweaks and charming touches to make it a perfectly enjoyable game. No complications, just well crafted fun. The Steam page for Atomic 79 covers the whole game's motive. Your destination is Aurum Crater, the most gold-dense meteorite impact crater in the universe. Many companies have tried setting up mining operations here, but none have lasted more than a few hours. Now it's your turn. Drop in, extract the gold, and try to survive the onslaught of cursed monsters the crater houses. The game is a survive the wave style first-person shooter. As the latest miner to try your luck, you leave the safety of your office above the crater, drop down a beam of light, and begin following your only companion, Frand, as they dig up gold for you to collect. In the darkness of the crater, Frand is one of the few bright things, moving around the map, pausing to dig up gold and creating bright spots of illumination. From out of the darkness comes skeletons. One touch, and you die. The only thing to do is re-kill them. So you kill skeletons and collect gold. Sometimes you'll meet gold skeletons, who'll drop extra resources. As the timer ticks upwards and you survive longer, more and more threatening enemy forms appear. A flying, flaming skull that homes in on your character and can't be killed, only stunned for a short time. There's a rolling ball of bones which pushes other skeletons out of the way, with a ball of blue gas in the centre. It's invincible unless you land a shot directly in the centre. You fight monsters, collect gold, deposit that gold in a tractor beam in the centre of the crater, and survive as long as you can. Die, and you keep whatever you deposited, but you've got to run it back to the point first. Otherwise, you get nothing. Aesthetically, the game is voxel based, with chunky characters, enemies, and thick projectiles. Mostly, darkness is used to mask what's going on in the crater. The swarm of skeletons lurk there. The only visual elements that offer difference are some gorgeous lighting effects, plus some mining carts, boxes, and obstacles left over from previous efforts to loot the crater. The shooting is surprisingly fun. A small mix of weapons starts with a pistol, and as you collect gold, you can spend to upgrade your guns. This includes higher ammo capacity or faster reload speed. The other purchasable weapons include machine guns and shotguns, and you can always carry your pistol as well. There's choices to be made as to what kind of playstyles players can use, but every option is viable. What this means is that the game feels frenetic, constantly trying to avoid being encircled by the horde as you swivel and reload quick as you can. And the game is a delight to play. Shooting feels very satisfying for the player, with projectiles having real punch, and the movement has a slightly floaty quality that matches the Space Crater theme. The most tense moments in the game come when you jump to avoid some detritus around the map and realise far too late that you aren't going to stop before you sail into that horde of bony white skeletons. The best elements are those little touches I mentioned earlier. The player speed is just fast enough to outrun most basic skeletons going forward in a straight line, but if you strafe, you're likely to get accidentally swiped by a flanking enemy. So the player is constantly considering their movement. And all of this is set to a fantastic high energy musical track by an artist named Aethernaut. It's fast, thumping, and sets the mood for the game perfectly. Just endless melody, with the only vocal being a hilarious Super Spooky, which comes as a burst of energy in the Tetris-like melody. Otherwise, the use of lighting in particular is also great. As mentioned, Frand radiates light. They're a beacon of safety. The centre of the map has a glowing beam which the player must deposit collected gold in. These two effects give the player something to constantly aim for among the swarms of skeletons shrouded in darkness. It also catches the player off guard when they start throwing coloured enemies with lighting effects into the mix. Gold skeletons provide a valuable target, the skeleballs are a whirling dervish of death that just won't die. There's those green toxic exploding skeletons to keep you on your toes and avoid getting close to, and they all provide delightful visual variety in a game that could otherwise have been very bland by concept alone. Just a crater filled with white skeletons. There's not a lot to be sold on there. Instead, it just works. Out of all the lighting tricks though, there's one that stands out head and shoulders above the rest. The player has grenades, which can be re-added to the inventory by killing enough skeletons in a wave. Grenades can be thrown, and when they make contact with the skeleton, they explode. This is a super handy get out of jail free card, which allows the player to rescue themselves from those terrible mistakes they've made. Except the grenade also illuminates a wide area around the explosion point, which reveals exactly how many skeletons are surrounding the player at any given time. I won't hesitate to admit there were multiple occasions where I triumphantly stopped a few skeletons from taking me out, only to see a tide appear from a flank I had previously thought safe. It has a panicking effect, which is just the perfect counterbalance to how powerful a grenade can be as a weapon. It's just well designed. The gameplay loop is fantastic. There's a constant balance between aggression and gold collection in play. Obviously, collecting gold is the object of each run, but you do that so you can survive longer against the swarm. But if you do nothing but dodge skeletons and collect gold, then the skeletons will fill the crater, and some will be replaced with super powerful wraith skeletons, which are tougher and faster and taller than the player, and you'll die. You can't avoid them. But conversely, if you're too aggressive, you won't collect and deposit enough gold, meaning you'll struggle with the basic weapons as the skeletons get more numerous and deadly. The game is designed around each individual run being considered as part of the whole. This time I need to get more gold. This time I need to get more gold so that I can get to the next upgrade. Then I need to think about how I beat the balls. I need to practice that one. The game is balanced excellently, with each masterfully crafted aspect coming together to build a cohesive and brilliant whole. This is such a small game, yet there is so much love and dedication in the way that the different systems interact. It's excellently fun to play, and the passion of the developer is shining through in every scene. And the best of all, this costs £2.79 on Steam. It's cheaper than most drinks. How can you not want to go give this a try? Go and find Atomic 79 on Steam and try it.